What's up? Hey, it has been a long time since we've posted a video. I'm thinking a couple months for sure. Both Eric and I have had a lot going on. I know he's building a house in Colorado, and that's taken up a ton of his time. And I'm in the process of just buying a new house and moving. So a lot of time taken up, new jobs and things like that. Running kids around with softball and t-ball and all the little league deals. But just wanted to take a minute here and just kind of fill you in a little bit on that and why we're not posting. But we'll have some videos coming. I've been out musky fishing I think 3 times. I've seen some fish, moved some fish, definitely just haven't hooked up. And those 3 times musky fishing that's all I fished so far this summer. Just been entirely too busy. It's definitely a different year than the last few. But with that said, I just wanted to take a minute here. We got summertime coming. It seems like you guys really like the spring musky lures that I put up with my 5 favorites, or my top 5. So I thought I'd take time with summertime coming and just kind of go through what I enjoy to throw the most in the summertime and kind of what I do and what I'm thinking when I do it. So I just wanted to take a minute here in the garage and walk you through it. So I guess, you know, I've kind of got 3 categories that are my absolute favorite in the summertime. It's going to be probably topwater for sure is number 1, just because of the excitement of that, and in this warm water and things like that, these fish they get more active, and it's just way more exciting to have fish hit on a topwater than it is anything else. Whether it's in the 8 or, you know, out on a long cast, you get a fish on a topwater and it's vicious and it's exciting, and that's with all species. So we'll start off with that. I've got a couple different go-tos that I typically throw. Kind of my number 1 is going to be this. I think it's a Phantom Freak, and it's a chopper style bait, and it makes a lot of noise. Okay, it's heavy. It goes on a long cast. It will, when it hits the water, it will sink just a touch before it rises itself back up. So what I've had with weeds and stuff, if you're in some tall weeds, it'll catch those weeds. So I don't like to typically throw this one over real high weed cover, but anything, you know, 6, 8, 12 inches below the water, you're usually going to be pretty good. But like I said, this is a real loud topwater bait. It chops like crazy. It spins easy, and it's just phenomenal. Good for choppy water, good for windy days, things like that. But you can really slow this thing down, and it makes a nice chop. So the Phantom Freak gotta be one of my favorites for sure. It's usually my go-to just because it makes a lot of noise, and I typically don't get to fish the nice, calm, beautiful days. So it makes a lot of noise. To keep going with that, I got another, I forget who makes this. Oh, I'd have to look, but it's a double prop. It's got one in the front, one in the back, and it's more of a subtle. These blades are real light. They spin real easy, but they do ping a little bit. They make some pinging when they're going through. Again, can turn this real slow, but it's super subtle. So as far as throwing it on a super windy day, it works. It does its thing. In my mind, you can catch muskies on top water at any time. Windy day, not a windy day, these things make a lot more noise or vibration than you think. So, but anyway, I typically stick to this one on those real dead calm, quiet water days. Just a nice, good chop. It goes into the 8 well. It does its thing. But either way, still working on the chopper. I've got a single blade chopper that I love throwing, and this one's loud. It's heavy again. It sinks when it hits the water. It hits the water hard, makes a big splash. But in my mind, it's making a big splash. It's either scaring them away or waking them up. So again, this one makes a good hard chop. I'll look these up. I can't remember exactly what this one's called either. I got a couple of them. I'm not sure on the brand, but I'll look them up, figure out what I got here, and I'll link these down below so you guys can take a look at them if you want. This might be a Salmo, or however you say it. But again, real loud single blade chopper. Works great, spins easy, and you can really throw a bomb with these too. This one's heavy. And then just another one. This one, gosh, I've had this one a long time. Single style chopper, much quieter than anything else here. And this one I will adjust this blade a little bit, just to whether I need a little louder, a little quieter. But it's jointed, so it just, this thing is super quiet, super good. Again, chopper style topwater baits. And this thing's, you know, it's had the paint beaten off it a couple times. The only paint I had this last time was purple, so I went with it. But I don't know, it hasn't seemed to affect anything, that's for sure. But a lot of fish caught on that one too. But that's those chopper style baits. I also really enjoy, this is a Marauder, and it's a shorter bait, but man, you can throw this thing a mile. And it's your walk the dog style. I typically throw this when it's pretty well dead calm. I like to throw this one over cover. I like to throw this over weeds, just because you can really let it hang. It's got a good hang time on it. Just drifts off to the side in that walk the dog style. You know, I like to work this in the spring. I like to work this in the summer. I like to throw this in the fall. And I've caught a lot of bass on it too. You throw this thing around some down trees or something, you're bound to get a bass, and it's a big lure for a bass, so it's typically a big one. But anyway, that's where I go with topwater. Again, my absolute favorite. If you get, I mean, you guys know, if you guys are bass fishermen, or I mean any kind of fisherman, you get a fish to strike on topwater and it's awesome. But you get a 30, 40, 45, 50 inch muskie to explode on topwater, and it is absolutely vicious. I love it. So moving on from there, you know, aside from bucktails, I like big rubber, and I've just got one grabbed out here. Yeah, we'll just go with one for now. Musky Innovations, the Bulldogs, and this is a smaller one, and it's been chewed up pretty good. It's got super glue in it, and the wings are ripped and whatnot. But actually, I got another one in here. It's a Storm. I forget what it's called. A Storm something. But these things are great. They're slower. You're gonna do some work, and you can get the big ones out and throw the pounders, or you can throw the minis or the Medusas or the double tails or whatever, and they're awesome. I like to throw these, you know, in deeper water if I'm kind of out open water fishing, so to speak, or deep weed lines or ledges or whatever. They're weighted, so they get down, and I do like to bend these a little bit if I need to. That way when you pull it, it actually noses itself down, and it just works great. So essentially, to work these, you know, you're pulling these and rise and fall, rise and fall. The only downside is they are really easy to get yourself in a rhythm, and you're going to put those muskies to sleep. So I like to kind of do the 2, sink, 1, sink, couple, sink. Just keep it erratic, keep it moving. Got to be paying attention when you pull these things into the 8 too. If you get a fish following, I like to, if I see that fish and it's a little bit from the boat, I like to just do a long dive. Just let that thing just die, and then give it a movement, let it die. But you can bring it into the 8, but you got to remember, keep it with that same rise and fall action that they followed in on. Otherwise, this thing doesn't work like it's supposed to. I mean, you get it up in the corner there and just let it die, and they're going to smoke it. And there's one I modified, that Storm. Let's see. Yeah, right there. Good. It's in the right box. This Storm had a great big tail on it, and I didn't necessarily care for it, and so I cut that tail in half. And I might have me cutting this tail in half on video, but again, same actions. They're weighted, same deal. Just split that tail in half. It just made it like a double, or not quite a Medusa, but a little better. We're just gonna throw these around. So, all right. So big rubbers. Big rubbers are nice year round. You're gonna get a workout throwing them things, but whatever. I like them in the spring because they're slow. I like them in the summer because you can fish them deep. And can get big ones, you can get little ones. There's a wide variety, colors galore. So, what are you doing, dog? Go lay down. All right, bucktails. Again, you're not gonna see a video, at least for me, but probably from any musky fisherman, or you're not gonna talk to a musky fisherman and have him not say anything about a bucktail. You know, if you're going musky fishing and you don't have bucktails in your box or some kind of blade type bait, you know, you're really losing out. So I have a variety of bucktails. I love throwing bucktails. Ease of use. You can change the speed. You can slow them down. You can pulse them. You can do what you want to do. But they are hot, and they are always hot and always have been. Got tinsel, got rubber, got actual bucktail, got marabou, got flashabou, got it all. Summertime, I like to get into the big blades. You know, these double 10s on these Cowgirls. They put out just a big thump and a lot of vibration. They crank hard, so you're gonna work for it, but you can get these things moving. In summertime, these fish they're chasing fast stuff. You get these cranking about as fast as you can, you're probably gonna be doing good. Change your speed through your retrieve as well. Slow it down, speed it up. You know, pull it off to the side, this side, just anything to make that tinsel kind of undulate a little more. Don't need to really add much to these, but big double 10s, always great. If you really want to get cranking fast, I pull the big 8 or the double 8s back out, and I just get these things a zipping. And you know, a lot of times I'll be coming in at a pretty decent speed, and I'll get to the boat and I'll get into the 8, and I'll crank it up even faster and get in that 8 fast. And I've had them come into the 8, and you hit that first corner and you speed it up, and it triggers them. They want it, and they want it right now. But you can work these in the 8 all day long. So there's, you know, like I said, tinsel, double-bladed Cowgirl, you know, whatever, showgirls, things like that. That's great. I also love to sticking with that inline spinner style. I love these Sound Science. These things are just fantastic. This is like a glittery rubber. I've got another one that is not glittery, but still rubber. But the blades are different. It's got a willow leaf. I think that's called an Indiana. And they make the 2 different sounds. It's something, you know, I know these have been around for a while. I don't know of a lot of guys that throw them. Maybe they do, maybe everybody throws them, but I've had a lot more fish. When I've had fish just lazy following a bucktail and I throw these back at them, or I'm sorry, like a Cowgirl or just your regular double 10s or something, you throw this at them and I get more strikes away from the boat than I do follows with these. So I typically add some kind of grub to the tail just to add a little more action back here. Skirt's pretty thin, so, but it does great. That double sound, I think it fires them up. They love it. Something they're probably not quite so used to. I know everybody throws a bucktail. So, Sound Science, like I said, I'll link these down below. Another type of bucktail I like to throw are these lily tails. These are made from Leech Lake Customs. I get them in Longville, Minnesota, and I know Rusty Lilyquist makes them, but they're just your typical. It's kind of got the rubber, kind of got some tinsel in there. They've got all sorts of different colors, but what I like about these is they've got that single hook, and I'll stick this grub on there, and now I can run these through the reeds, through the cattails, things like that. It helps them stay a little more weedless. Now, hookup percentage, you've really got to nail these fish to get them pinned, because you've got fewer hooks, fewer chances. But it's just like I said, sticking with that inline spinner. It's a single blade. They turn real easy. You can turn them slow. You can turn them fast. You can really get these up under the water and boil the water, and you can run them deeper. So these are extremely versatile. They're nearly weedless, and you know, they all different sizes. Got this big one. This one here, I'll show you guys a little tip quick. See, I put like a little keel in there. I don't know if you can see that, but what I did, I just took my pliers and bent that right there. This one I just having problems with, and I don't know why. But I would throw it out, and the whole bait would just do like that. It would spin with the blades. The blades were still going faster. I put that little keel in there, and somehow it centered it up. Now the only thing that spins is that blade, and it runs nice and true. I also put a little teaser spinner back here. I don't know. I did that this winter when I was bored and just heat shrinked it on there. I've had some follows on it, nothing committed to it yet, but we'll see. The year is young. Hopefully we can still get out more. But that's what I mean, that's pretty much my arsenal right there in the summertime, and I've got all sorts of colors. And my thing is, find what the fish are following on. Color hasn't been, it's not my first pick. I usually go for what I'm going to throw first, and then find what they're following, and then I go for color there. These muskies, they're a picky fish to say the least, but when they eat, they eat. It's awesome. So, typically with most of these, I will throw with a fluorocarbon leader. Some of the bulldogs and things like that, I might throw a straight leader on, just a wire leader, but looks like I'm gonna get some mail here. Hi, mail lady. That's his favorite part of the day. Bam. That hurt, didn't it? Sit down. Sit. He doesn't like his electric fence. Sit. That wasn't very nice. Favorite part of the day. Dogs and mailmen. I don't know. Go on. You like her too. She gives you treats. Go on. So anyway, that's what we got going on. That's my summer lineup for the most part, and I've got everything in between. Jerk baits, glide baits, all of that. These fish are a mystery, and I think you can throw any bait at any time, and it may or may not catch a muskie. But I love topwater. You throw topwater anytime, throw a bucktail anytime. So go on, bud. But that's what I do. If you guys like what you're seeing, hopefully we got some time to bring you some content here. And summer should start slowing down for us. I say, probably won't. Big changes coming up for this family. I know Eric's got some big changes in Colorado. But, you know, like I said, if you like what you're seeing, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, help us out a little bit. If you got an idea of what you'd like to see us do, or you got questions or comments, you know, throw them down below, and we'll see if we can answer them, or we can, you know, do a video about them, whatever. But yeah, we'll keep bringing it to you when we can, and hopefully there's more coming. But stick with us here. We appreciate you taking your time out of your day. We know your time's precious. So anyway, just get outside and see it. Oh, dog, you're just ready for this to be over, aren't you? Get out of here. Come on. Here. Hey, real quick, guys, I don't know if I've ever showed you this box I made this winter. It's just more of a throw and go box. I don't know. I made it. It's got 40, maybe like 50 slots in it. I'm not sure. Real simple, just something to do. I had a tote laying around. I had some plexiglass. I bought a little more, and I notched the plexiglass and hooked it all together. So I'll let you guys take a look at this. Like I said, it's a quick throw and go. I can fill it with lures, or that way I'm not hauling all my tack boxes, or if I'm jumping in someone else's boat, it's what I got. So I'm just gonna show you real quick. Real simple. You know, I've got some tools in there, pliers, files, and things like that, and then it's just a hanging style box. So lid's closed, something nice and simple. I'm gonna think about it. If you guys got any questions about it, let me know. I'll get a little more detailed with it. I'll, you know, type of plexiglass, stuff like that. I think I've got like, I don't know, 45 or 50 bucks in this thing. I know you can get a decent tackle box for that, but musky tackle boxes are expensive, and I was bored this winter. So that's what we got. Hopefully you like what you've seen here. So just stick with us here, and we'll bring you more content. Thanks for following us. Stay